it. Let's get into it. I actually picked this yarn that I've used for other projects before in the past, and I was going to use it to make a mermaid blanket, but I actually abandoned that project, and we're just going to make a simple hat, because you know what I know about this simple hat? I've made it before. It's easy, and it's easy to an easy pattern to get into while I'm talking, so I don't have to stop. And wow, can you see my hands? I'm so mad that I can't pull it together today. It's an easy pattern to be able to walk through and talk, and at the same time give you vital information, just in case you happen to be a woman in Texas or someone in another state that might want to help, or a man in Texas that is an ally to women. So let's get into it. Before we start, let's get 30 chains under our belt. Okay, everybody take a deep breath. Okay, it's a crazy day. Maybe one more. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay, and now I believe we want to go. This is, by the way, if anyone ever wants to know, this is a free pattern that I got from Hobby Lobby. But I have to tell you, fuck Hobby Lobby, okay? And they're bullshit about abortion too. But this pattern is great. Do I, or will I support them in the future going forward? Absolutely not. But here's what I have to say about that. Let's make a shit ton of hats. Let's sell them and then use the money to help people get abortions. Okay, let's do it. So we are going to 1 double crochet, 3rd chain from hook. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's jump right in. So, as you may or may not know, Texas passed a law yesterday that the Supreme Court just pushed right through, banning abortions at 6 weeks, and then putting a bounty on the head of anyone who gets an abortion after 6 weeks, and deputizing citizens to sue people for getting abortions, or people that help people get abortions, by rewarding them with $10,000, because women doesn't give a shit. Texas doesn't give a shit about women, and that really should be no surprise to anyone who lives here. But here we are. So let's talk about how they didn't make an exception for rape or incest. Incest, I couldn't find statistics on incest in Texas, but after meeting many people from here, I could say it's probably pretty common, even though I don't think it's actually pretty common, but it seems like it is. Okay, that's just me stereotyping people, so that wasn't very kind, but here we are. And that being said, 1 in every 5 women in the United States gets raped. So, Texas, I guess, wants to force those women to have their rapist babies. So on top of the trauma of which 28% of rapes are with people that people know. So they're raped by people that they know. That's a pretty high percentage, and I would be willing to bet that a lot more are unreported. So that percentage is probably much higher. So, what can we do? What can we do? You know, I'm having trouble trying to figure out what we can do, but I do have a list of organizations that are trying to help, and I will link them all in my bio, just in case you want to help or want to donate or, you know, educate yourself. So, the first one that seems to be trending and pretty popular right now is aidaccess.org, and they are mailing abortion pills from out of the country to women who do not have access to them. So, you can visit aidaccess.org. I think they have some sort of program where they forward the mail to a different state. I'm not entirely sure on the process, but supposedly because they are an international company, they cannot be sued by Texas. So if you are desperate, I highly suggest you go over there and educate yourself. Aside from that, I think the real best bet you have, if you live in the state of Texas and you are a woman, is prevention. So let's talk about Plan B. Plan B is actually the brand of the preventative pregnancy pill. There are other generic, cheaper versions, and I believe you can buy them on Amazon. So I think the cheapest one starts at around $8. If you think or possibly have issues where you have pregnancy scares, my suggestion is get one, keep it on hand, keep it at your house, because it doesn't hurt to have it if you can afford to have it. I understand that it's not affordable for everybody to do this, but, you know, maybe we can sell hats off this Hobby Lobby pattern and just buy a bunch of Plan B pills for everybody, okay? I'm not really sure, but I'm trying. Aside from Plan B, which would be an emergency situation if you think that you had a slip up and could get pregnant from that incident, but further preventative wise, you can go on birth control, which is also not easily accessible and also not feasible for everybody. I realize not everyone has health insurance, and birth control can be expensive whether you have health insurance or not. Alright, how many chains do I need? Let's see, 2 chains. So, I realize that's clearly not an option for everyone, but condoms are a much cheaper option. My only complaint about condoms would be that they are not 100% effective. They can break, and although they're amazing at preventing STDs, they are not necessarily amazing at preventing a pregnancy. But if you can get on birth control and use a condom, that's almost gonna guarantee that you'll never get pregnant. Also, unpopular preventative, but you can abstain and you cannot have sex, which I think if every woman in Texas just didn't have sex for like a couple weeks, we could probably turn this law right around. But you know, nobody's gonna do that, so we just gotta try our best, gals. We gotta get out there and we gotta try our best. And right now, our best is preventative measures. Now, do I wish wish that we can start some sort of underground organization where we secretly drive people to other states for them to get affordable and accessible abortion and women's health care. Yes, I do. I 100% do. Do I think that we'll all get sued and go to jail? I also do believe that. So, maybe we need to contact lawyers. I don't know. Maybe we need to contact lawyers and then possibly purchase a home in another state. I don't know. But right now, we need to be protecting ourselves. And if you are regularly having sex that is like a little risky, and you think that you could end up pregnant and don't want to be, you need to be tracking your period, and you need to be having a pregnancy test, taking a pregnancy test on a regular 4-week basis, because once you miss a period, it is too late for you. Now, there is the issue of wanted pregnancy that goes awry, because in the state of Texas, most hospitals are backed by religious backing, and unfortunately, they will not perform a DNC if you are medically having a problem that could cause you to lose your life. And it's important for everybody, every female and man that is in a committed relationship, to understand that there is a possibility that your very much wanted pregnancy could cause a medical issue and you could lose your wife or your life, because they will save that baby and they will let you die. And that is a fact. And I know this fact because it happened to me and they wanted to let me die. So, take my advice. Protect yourself, or move out of the state of Texas. There are plenty of other states that are just as good, if not much better. Okay, that was a lot of information, and that is why I will make sure to link everything in my bio. I want it to be easily accessible. If you're watching this, I want you to share it with every woman in your life. Every woman in the United States needs to know what's going on, so in order for them to be able to protect themselves. What is happening here? Is this a chain? Okay, it is. We're gonna just double crochet our way right into this. One, two, turn. If you can't already tell, I'm much more angry in this video than any other video I've ever made, because it's very personal. It's very close to home. Okay, listen to your gynecologist. If you don't see one, you need to be seeing one. It's incredibly important, not just for STDs, but also for cervical cancer, for pregnancy prevention, for pregnancy prenatal care. It's important. Also, if you can't afford birth control but want to be on birth control, you need to research all your options. Planned Parenthood can help you get them for cheap or sometimes even free. It's important that you check into all of your options. Texas really wants to tote how they're pro-life. Let me hit you with some facts. Texas is the #1 state with the highest executions out of every state. We execute more people every year than all the other states. For someone who's pro-life, they're really not trying to rehabilitate anyone that's in the prison system. They'd rather just kill them. Okay, for you're someone who's pro-life, they're really not trying to help anyone get social services to help raise children once they are forced to have them. Okay? For people who are pro-life, they don't give a shit about your children because we are ranked one of the lowest states for education, and Texas is ranked one of the lowest states for healthcare. Okay? They will let you die, and the doctors have to let you die. And do you want to know why? Because they will lose their job and not be able to work with hospitals any longer if they do what they need to do to keep you alive. If you come into the hospital and you're hemorrhaging and you're 19 weeks pregnant and you are going to die on the operating table, they will do everything they can to save your baby, and they will let you die. It is a fact. Educate yourself before you get pregnant. How do I know? Ask me how I know. Because they did it to me, and then I educated myself. I was looked straight in the eye and told, "We will save your baby and let you die." Do I think a lot of people will watch this video? No. Do I think that maybe if one woman watches this video and learns something from my experience, that I did what I needed to do? Yes. Will it make me feel less anxious, and will it calm me down to be able to help at least one person that's going through this experience so that they don't die? Yes. If women are not there for other women and we do not educate one another, no one will. No one will. Turn. If I could give any advice to anyone that's gonna have a baby or get pregnant or start family planning, this would be my advice. Do not have a baby in the state of Texas. It is risky, and you are risking your life. Do whatever you can to move out and find yourself a different place to live. I know a lot of this is tough to hear, and I also know that I might get a lot of hate comments for saying the things that I'm saying, and I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. I wish that someone had told me all of these things before I had a child in the state of Texas, before I had established a family and a home in the state of Texas. I wish that someone had educated me. And now I feel like it is my duty, and I was put here on this earth to educate other women and to urge them to live somewhere else. And I will continue to do that for as long as I live. As always, follow my channel if you like what you're hearing, and comment and let me know how you feel about what's going on in Texas, or comment and tell me you don't like what I had to say, because that's cool too. I value everyone's opinion, and I would like to hear what you have to say about what's going on. If you educated yourself and you agree or disagree with me, please, by all means, let me know. Like this video so we can spread the word to every woman in the United States. next week we'll work a little bit further on this hat. That noise you might hear in the background is still my dog snoring, just in case you were wondering. And one little tidbit before you leave: 1 in every 4 women in the United States has had an abortion, and that means that someone you love and someone you care about has had an abortion, and you may not know. So have some grace when you're talking about tough topics like this, because you never know who in your life may have had an abortion and doesn't want to talk about it. Got it? It was nice talking to all of you today, and I hope you have a pleasant week. See you next Friday.